Good, and that's finger number 1, not this, but this. Okay, good. So try playing this all the way through. I'm not going to stop you.
I'm going to try to do that.
Yeah, try to do it all the way through. I won't stop you.
It sounds so different.
It does, but keep going. Okay. I'm going to say 3 things to you. First thing is, you're not used to this because it's a little bit hard to play, right? So remember, your goal is to play a little bit slower so that you can play further into the key. Even though your keyboard is weighted, it's not weighted as much as a real piano is. So you have to push to where? Halfway through the key? No, you push to the bottom. Right? That's it. More. That's the idea. That's the sound you want. Now, you know, the other reason why you weren't able to do that is because you were playing too fast. You have to count. Aiden, do you have to count all the way through the piece? Yeah, you started counting here. After you played that note, you realized, oh, half note. So you went, I'm glad you counted, but you realized after you played it, wait, I should be counting. So 1, 2. So you have to think, right now we're not doing 1, 2, 3, 4 because that's the end of a measure. We're just doing 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. If you play slower, then you have a better chance of going to the bottom of the key. So just try the right hand first. You're back on C. 1, 1, 1. That's better. 1. Oh, and then you'll go to G, F. You did here. 1, 1, 1. 1. That's it. Okay, so you'll get the finger strength, but that's already much better than the first time you played it through. Now let's try the left hand. Can I move your, actually, let me move you a little bit closer because you're hanging off. There you go. Now do the left hand. So do that even slower because you're a right-hander. Let this tempo. Good posture. Okay, one thing. See you're hanging on to the notes. Like this. Let go. And then let go. There you go. There you go.
It's easier than that.
Right? So if you play too fast, it's not going to work. You're going to, but you are going to play faster later. But for now, you need to play slower because you have to work on, I was telling your dad, you have to work on the basics. That's like your posture was looking good, but your hand position and learning to play to the bottom of the key to get a full sound. So try that one more time. It's easier with these 3 fingers. And now the hard fingers. Good. Okay. So just remember, let go of the key. Let go as you play the next note. There you go. See how your wrist has kind of, your skip. Oh, we don't play C, D. We play C and then A. You practice this? Okay, so don't play it fast. I'm pretty sure you probably practiced it faster.
Yeah.
Play it slower.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so start here.
And the one I practiced, these ones
Was
are
it
all
this?
half notes. No.
No, did you practice this?
Yeah.
Okay, so then let me hear this after you do this, because these are thirds also. So let me hear this right here. And then set up your left hand too, because you'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, and then here.
And then left
Mhm.
hand. Okay.
Close. You're on the right notes, but the fingering is.
Oh.
Oh.
So
There you go.
what?
That's it. So you'll
That's
start
kind of-
C. G is what you'll do in the left.
Wait, so do I have?
That's it. C. Play C. Play C in the left hand first. And then where's E? Mhm. And then G. Yeah, so that's harder. Got it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I think I need to move you closer because you're still hanging on.
Okay.
There you go. Yeah. All right, so now start here. So count, remember? That's it.
Wait, that's
I
five.
wasn't going to stop you. So G. C. There you go. Good. Okay.
These numbers really help me a lot.
So don't get too dependent on these numbers because in the beginning you start in C position, right? C position means we start on C. And so you're looking at these numbers to tell you what to play. That won't happen later on because you have to jump around. So yeah, just know later on it's not going to be that simple. So just for now, because you're starting out and you haven't played very much, you can use those finger numbers to let you know what's right or wrong. But you do need to know, okay, let me just ask you, can you tell me the note order, so meaning like A, B, C, starting from C, go from C to G.
D, E, F, G, A, B, C.
Okay, good, and then go backwards, like, so C,
Oh, I
and
do
then,
know. C, D, E,
that's going forward, that's going up on the piano, so if you go down.
G.
C, wait, C, and then the next note is,
G, no,
think of your ABCs. What's the letter before C in your ABCs? Uh-huh.
A, G.
Good.
E,
F. F,
E,
D,
D,
and then,
C.
that's right. So you just need to know, Aiden, when you move this way, you're going higher. So it's C, D, E, F, G. When you go down, it's that way, right? So it's C, and then the next one is B.
B.
And then, good.
G.
F, that's it. So you know going up, going down is harder. So let's just do the right hand one more time. You don't have to set up your left, just do your right for now.
We do the do re mi fa sol la si.
So that's the Asian way.
Yeah, we do that. So we send it out. Now it's
Yeah, the American way is like C, D, E, but it's like
Yeah.
go, she, she.
Yeah, it was
that's
like-
funny. That's how my mom grew up. She confused me all the time. Okay, so now start from here. So just the right hand. So you're gonna put that, yep. Okay, so let's work on your sound. Remember, bottom. That's it. Okay, and so remember how you get that sound is, it doesn't look like it because you don't have, it's not like you have to, it's not like weightlifting, right? But you have to use your whole arm to get that sound, right? Good. There you go. Good. Okay, now do the E. That's better. And now G. There you go. Okay. Now try playing it all together. Good. Very good. Okay, now do this because this is trickier. So now you start on G. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you would play your left hand. Good. So now let's do this in the left hand. Let's do G, E, G, E. Oh, and then you go down to C. So just do G, E, C. G, E, C.
G, E, C.
And then when you play this, can you say 1, 2, 3, 4?
Okay.
Good. Okay, and remember when you count, it's not 1, 2. You don't count after you play the note, you count the one as you're playing the note. So 1, 2. If you count after, that means you're adding a fifth beat, right? So you have to remember, count on the note when you play it as close as possible. Good. Very good. Okay, so let me see. So that's just a recap of what we did last week.
Oh yeah, we have to hold the pedal for that one.
Yeah, don't do that. Just concentrate on playing the notes right now. So this is like the teacher copy. It's probably like a duet. that they do with you, this part,
Mhm.
this is what you actually play. Yeah, so the pedal is what the teacher would play. So you're gonna do this, now it's the same concept, you start on those notes. In the left hand, hold on, what do you play in the left hand? Yes. What do you, can you play it for me? Good. Okay, so remember to count from the beginning, in your head or out loud. Good with the notes. Let's just work on.
I forgot piano for
You kind of, well, you got softer. You started out bigger, so well, that's okay. Let's just get the basics down. So when you go here, let's play a little louder. Because do you remember what this means?
No.
Loud. So you start loud, and the
And then
word is actually forte. That's what it is, forte. And then this is piano, which is soft. Yes. So let's try from here again. The tempo was fine because you'd actually practice it, but let's just do a little bit slower just so you can get the sound.
Why is this so much harder to play than electric?
It's just, that's how it is on a piano.
It's
Some
great
pianos,
as
also some pianos are heavier than others. So this is like on the medium weight. I have a piano I grew up with that is more like the keyboard. It's much lighter. But then there's some pianos that it's like, if I play 2 pages, I'm already kind of tired. You just never know what you're gonna get. But yes, it is typically heavier than a keyboard. Let's try
Your
here.
posture.
Yeah, so when we stop talking, he does the, when we stop doing piano, he leans over here. So a little slower. So that's it. Good. Oh, don't forget the G.
Oh
You
wait,
started
I
here,
played
yeah.
there.
Start from right there. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Okay, so here I think you are counting, but you went twice as fast in the count. 2, 3, 4. That's it. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you would be softer here. 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Your keyboard should have a button for like the metronome where it clicks, like it'll go click, click, click.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it should. Most keyboards have that. I
Wow,
believe a
I-
Yamaha would. So it would just sound like this. These metronomes are what we use because piano doesn't have one. But the problem is it only goes up like, see, every 4, and it goes up every 6. But on a keyboard, you can adjust by 1, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
What need to look into that? I have no idea. There's so many functions.
I know. That's the
Yeah, I
thing.
mean,
You can
we
change the instruments. You can change the
play
echo.
songs. We could play.
You push a button and there's a song that comes out, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so here's the thing. When you're counting, you want to make sure that you don't switch. Like, you were counting correctly, but what happened was you went like 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you started going 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2.
That's what I like to do.
Well, but that's not what you should do, because what you have to do is you have to keep it in a steady rhythm all the way through. Otherwise, it sounds crazy. Like, if you play, you want to play this, right? Right? Imagine if you just started going.
That's why he played at home.
That's what kids do when they first start piano. They're like, I want to play this, and they play what they want. Which is fine. I mean, you're exploring, but you still need to do your pieces. Okay, so you have to try to stay as steady as possible. Right now, it doesn't matter so much because these are just easier pieces, but it will show up later when you do the hard ones. Okay, so let's just review here. An easier way to remember space notes, we're just going to talk about this. Can you read that for me? So
Treble clef.
good. That'll help you remember how you say it over. Treble clef shows notes above or below middle C. Good. So if we start here, Aiden, do you remember what that note was and where it was in the piano? Yes, so that would be here. You can share this note with the left hand, so with the bass clef. It's interchangeable. So this can be middle C in treble clef, and this is middle C and bass clef. So it's the same note. And yes, both hands can play that note. Okay, then what happens is if you're going this way, are you going up on the piano, the keyboard, or are you going
Higher.
down? Yes, and so it looks like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
So just remember that visually you will go up as well. And then bass clef will go below middle C. So we're just gonna concentrate on, because I don't wanna overwhelm you, just the first, I would say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 notes. That's C through G. But before we do that, let's just review this. So within the lines, how many lines do you have in like, this is called a staff? Look at the top of the page. Yes, five, all right? And then you're gonna have 4 space notes. So an easier way, this is what I did with Noah and Dylan actually, it kind of stuck with them. These 2 notes are F, A, and then the last 2 are C and E. So what does F-A-C-E spell out? Face. So if you remember, treble clef space notes, so in other words, what was this note? Spell out face. So what would this note be? It's on the space. F, because it's on the first space. This is on the first space, right? This is F, this is the second space, A, third space, C, fourth space, E. So where would this F be on the piano?
Oops.
Remember, we're above middle C. Yes, or if you look at this, it's 1, 2, 3, 4 notes away. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? And then this note is what? It's a second space note. A, that's right. And then the third space note is?
C.
Good. So between here and here looks far away, right? Between here and here. Because this is middle C and this is treble C. All the way up here. All right, so we'll just concentrate on that for now. Can I, let's see. Okay,
Yes.
I'm gonna, as an example. What is that note?
Did you see?
Good, and then what is this note?
C.
C, so if you do the C, D, E, F,
F.
G. Remember, F is on the space. F is on the space. Yeah, so you don't have time to go C, D, E, F, G when you're playing, right? You're trying to find where the note is, and then you have to count it, then you have to play it. So you just, I mean, you could play super duper slow when you start out, but an easier way, Aiden, to figure this out is, you know this is F, right? I told you the first space note in treble clef is an F, which means it's 1 note up. So that's a lot easier to kind of figure out if you don't know the note right away. Another thing, this is for bass clef. Actually, I was just about to show you this. Another name for treble clef, do you see how it kind of loops around? Yeah, and it's around this line.
Is it called
That's
spire?
another name for it is G clef. Because this is the G line, the second line. Do you see that? Does that make sense? Hmm? Because it's a right hand. So does that make sense? Like this is C and that's G, and it's like a sign on the piano. So can you just try playing the right hand for me? You're gonna read the notes. Don't do the left hand.
I don't understand any of them.
Okay. So remember, what was this note?
Middle.
C. Don't look at if it's a half note or a quarter note or a whole note. Just look at the actual circle with the line through it. So does this have the circle with the line through it?
Yeah.
Yes. So what note would that be? Is that like this? Mm-hmm. So that's middle C. So what would this be?
Middle.
Middle C. So what you do there is you play middle C. So it's like you're reading a book. These are the words. And then this note we talked about, which is C, D, E, F. This is G. So where's the G you're going to play on the piano? It's 5 notes up. Yes. Yes. So every time you see these notes, these are C's. And this is G. That's its position on the line. Does that kind of make sense? You have to learn it. Like, that's why I said you have to study it last week. Because if you don't, it's all just gonna look like a bunch of mumbo jumbo, right? You have to actually know where it is, if it's on the space, if it's on the line. This is on the second line. This has a line of its own. So just try. Let me see how you do with this. So I'll point as you play, so it makes it easier. And then, that's it, good. Same thing again. Good, and then you play together here. Well, we're not going to talk about bass clef right now, you're moving ahead. So start here. So you play together, 2 notes at once.
Easy, good. Wait.
Take your time reading the note.
That's G.
Yes. Good. And then this would be a half note. Yes. Okay. So you see what I mean? I just want you to work on, I'm going to write it on here what I want you to do. So you're going to work on number 1.
I have no clue.
Oh, I didn't even see that. Okay, good. Thank you. Five doors. Okay, I'm going to write on the next page. So today is the 11th. So it's 8, 11. You're going to study the notes. And what's another name for treble clef? This is treble clef. G clef. G clef. First 5 notes.
I'm thinking about a mouse about like
What are the first 5 notes? I'm going to interrupt your little. What are the first 5 notes in treble clef?
G. Oh, wait.
You can play it.
No.
No.
C, D.
Play it. Good. Okay, so if you draw a staff, Aiden, it looks like how many lines are in a staff when you're reading the music? This is a staff.
Wait, does that count?
No. 3. No.
Oh.
How many?
5.
Okay, so this is the G line. This is the G line. I probably should have written this one. This is C. It's not on the lines, right? This is C, this is D, this is E, F is on the space, and this is G. So this is line 1, line do mi on. I know this is kind of a little tedious, okay? So there's 5 lines. This is C, what's that?
D.
This, E, F, G. Okay, E, F, G sound. So this, yes, you are, good. And remember, let go of the notes. Let go of notes.
Aiden, you need to have this motion. You feel like you need, not just moving your fingers, like
So
your
remember,
arms.
you want to move down if you can. You need the weight. There you go. And let go of the notes. There you go. That's it. If you try to mush the notes together, then you have no freedom to move. Yeah, why is it so fast? So remember, down, down. There you go. That's it. See, that's always difficult. I know. Okay, good. Yeah, so I don't want you to hurt these fingers, but that's the idea. You don't ever want to play like this. That's usually what young kids do. Now, okay, so that's what the notes look like here. Can you play the left hand for me? You're going to go, that's your speed. We're not looking at the music. Okay, wait. There. You're getting distracted. Okay, play the left hand. We'll get there. And remember, same thing, weight and arm. Relax here. Wait. But don't relax your shoulder, don't relax your
Back.
there you go. Nope. He has no idea how to sit up straight. He's just
I'm telling you, it's
it's
like
computers. Computer games.
Okay.
Okay, now try. So play in speed with E, and then D, E, F. There you go. That's it. If you play fast, you're just just not going to be able to do it right now. So you have to
I'm
play.
having problem with
Well, that's what I said. So these two fingers in 4 and 5 in your left and right are.
five easy.
They're never going to be as strong as your first 3 fingers. That's just the way it is. So I told him last week that he can try just. He doesn't even have to have a piano. Like he can be on a surface like a table, on his piano cover. But he can. Don't worry, I'm not closing it. Don't even do that. If he can just do this and like tap.
He didn't do that at home. All he does was play video games.
Yeah. So if he just does this, then he can work on kind of.
He actually does that at his keyboard.
Okay.
When he's playing the games, he's actually using his
That's
left
right,
hand.
Yeah, you're right. Just doing this.
He's actually using the
That's
left
true.
hand.
I use
Yeah.
my mouse.
But that's fast, right? He's
Yeah,
doing
he was
fast
he's
motions, yeah.
But no. He was angry like that.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay. So Aiden, so I just want you to practice like this kind of motion. When you're not at the piano necessarily. That's it. And my pinky does this too. Like sometimes when I'm playing, it'll do this. That's fine. That's fine. It just kind of does that when you play certain fingers. Yeah. Okay. Now, can you try playing together?
Okay.
But do it slower.
Wait, so do I have to start like that?
You start with both your thumbs. So those are C's. Oh, you're doing, that's what we call contrary motion. You're moving in different directions. Start on C. So same notes, different fingers. And then go down. That was good. So start from G.
It is very
A
difficult.
lot of kids cannot do this. So
It's
this
like
is
you
good.
join the same circle, left and right
It's
together.
Like you're doing
It's
two
same.
different things. I know. So that was actually very good. Now I'm going to make it even harder because you're doing well. Can you do C, E, G, E, C? So you're skipping notes.
Wait, do I start here?
Yes. So you start on C's. Because you're trying to play the notes, you can be doing like this. I feel like you're very stiff right now. Like you cannot move because you're trying to get the notes correct. So to get some motion, like so you don't get so tense, can you do this motion because that will relax you? Yeah. If this, remember we talked about this. If this gets tense, you start sticking your elbows in like this. And then it kind of sounds that way too. It sounds restricted. So
He doesn't do that when he play golf. When you play golf, you should squeeze your arms a little bit so that it's not going to move away from you. He doesn't do that. It's crazy.
Yeah. So you have to kind of do this before you play just to loosen yourself up. Yeah. And remember, you don't want to ever play like this, Aiden. Okay. You want to try to be as relaxed as possible when you play piano. So let me go over what I want you to do for next week. I want you to, this has the notes written in, so you're just familiarizing yourself with the different clefs. So right here, you're just going to play what's called an accent, which means you play that even louder, like this. Okay, good. Yes, you do this motion, but you don't start with your elbow like this. So it's just down. Wait. Move this way. Okay, straight. I'm going to straighten you out.
Right here?
Yeah. Okay, then you're going to start here. It'll be easier to get sound from there. But with your third finger, not with your fourth. Here we go. Now see your fingers buckling? Can you play on your fingertip, the pad here? Go like, okay. Put your elbow just a little bit up. Then down. Okay, but this. There you go. Okay, you got it. All right, now this is, you're just going to play your third finger all the way through. So it should be fairly easy. Okay, now you stop. You're going to do this. And then accent.
What? accent, is that the accent?
That's the accent sign, yeah.
Okay.
So it means play slightly louder. So how many accents do you see here? That's 2. Yes. 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 Okay, so you get the point after a while. And then, this is for when you get your books. And then this, right here, see this?
That's 4.
4, 4. That's like the clock of your music that you read, because it tells you how much you count to until you get to the end of the measure.
Mhm.
End of the measure is this line. Are you following me? I need to make sure you understand. Do you understand? You can say no if you don't. We did go over this briefly.
Huh? Where?
No, you don't understand. Okay. How many quarter notes are here? How many quarter notes are up until this line? Just dropping stuff. Well, oh, okay, just the first measure. How many quarter notes are there?
4.
4, which means how many counts is that, or beats?
4.
Good, because 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 is 4. Then when you get here, this is the next measure. There are 2 quarter notes and a half note. So if you add it up, how much is 2 quarter notes equal to?
2.
And how much is a half note equal to?
2, 4.
So 4. So as you can see, this is 4 beats, 4 beats, this is 4 beats, that's 4 beats.
Mhm.
That is why you get this top number. The top number means how many counts are in each measure.
Mhm.
Does that make sense? Okay, you're following me. Let's not talk about this bottom 4 yet, because the only time you'll see something other than 4 is probably in your next level book. So we'll
Why
just
is
keep
that
it.
2?
Where?
This is these 2 beats.
Can you speak nice, like normally?
This
Okay, where?
There's 2 beats right
Oh.
there.
Yeah, that's fine. That's for the right hand.
Wait, so
So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes. So you can play your left hand and your right hand, and then you'll play it together at some point. So here, Aiden, let's look at this. Right here. This 4 and the top equals, you read it?
4 beats in each measure.
1, 2, 3.
3,
4.
4.
Okay, so we'll just ignore this for now. Okay, so that means if you play more than 4 beats in one measure, is that right or wrong?
Huh?
If you play more than 4 beats in one measure, is it right or wrong?
It's wrong.
Wrong, very good. So can you try this? This A is going to be down here, so it's far from middle C. With which finger? Wait, look here, Aiden. L, H
Finger
hand.
number 3.
3. So you just play 3 all the way up until you get to your right hand, which is going to start where? What note was that?
C.
Middle C. But which finger takes over? Middle finger. So this is all the stuff that goes into what happens before you actually start playing your music. Okay, so start from here. I'll point. Okay, but why are you playing like this?
Oh.
So sit back a little bit. There you go. And then, where do you start? Remember, you sink into the note. Keep going. You gotta keep going. A, and then B. Where's B? B, C. Okay. 3, 4. 1, 2. 1. You lost your place. A, B, and then now your right hand takes over. Third finger on middle C. Okay, so that's how that'll go. Now, when you're here, what's the difference between this, I'm gonna call it a clock for now, or time signature, because this is like the clock for your music. So what is the time difference between here and here?
3.
3, which,
That means beat.
yes, so 3 beats per measure is what you'll do. So it's the same thing, except now you'll go, okay, we'll finish. 1, 2, 3, are you listening? And then is it 4? No, it's 1, 2, 3, right? Okay, so you will do this piece, and then while you're studying the notes, this should not be hard. This is going to feel boring to you, but what note is that?
Middle C.
And what note is this?
Left hand middle C.
Very good. So I want you to play these two. When you get the hang of things, then I'll start giving you a bunch more. But for now, this is what you'll do. You have my permission to fool around on your keyboard, but just be conscious of not playing things so fast, okay? And you want to work on your sound. So we're going to do page 15 and 16.
Are you going to print this out?
I think
Yeah.
your dad's and the music's coming tomorrow. This is in your lesson book.
It's supposed to come tomorrow. I don't know if they're going to really
I don't know
come.
why it would take so long, because it's prime shipping, right?
No.
eBay.
It's not?
Well, we'll buy on eBay.
Oh, that's why, okay. If you get it off of Amazon, it's like you'll get it the next
Oh,
day.
okay.
That's where I get all my, is it a lot cheaper if you get it off of eBay?
Like $3, $4.
Okay, I mean, the books are, I guess they're like $9. They're more than they used to be.
That's still cheap.
Yeah, yeah. I hope it's in.
I mean, every time I buy on eBay, they come in actually 2 days.
Oh, they do?
Yeah.
It's
They,
weird that
no,
it's
this
taking
is
so long.
this one maybe just came from California, maybe. I don't
Oh,
know.
but still. Because I feel like it's been almost a week, no?
Yeah.
Yeah.
As long as you send to me, I bought it.
Yeah, that's what I
It's
thought.
supposed to be here by
Yeah,
now.
That's what I thought.
Even with 3 or 4 days, it's supposed to be here already.
Okay, actually, and I also want you to do page 13, so 13, 15, 16.
But I mean, we got a PDF of this one because I wasn't really sure. I only
Right,
printed
I
out
know.
the first one. I mean, the cover looks the same.
Oh, okay.
The cover looked the same.
They all kind of look the same. See, so Noah and Dylan are working on, he's in the accelerated folder because